live. Guys, I can't stand how my audio sounds when I have this microphone clipped to my shirt, so I'm going to talk into it. And, let me get my little thing straight here. Okay, well, let me not bury the lead. Let me show you. I'm in St. Pete, Florida, and I'm going to show you a Scientology center that is completely closed down, abandoned, unstaffed, left to mothball. I'm going to show it to you here from across the street, and then I'm going to go to the corner across the street and give you a closer shot. Guys, you know on Hollywood Boulevard where the protesters originally started, what do they call it? I mean, do they call that the test center? I know that the Scientologists call it the test center. But the place that shut down, the Church of Scientology in Tampa has their own test center. In fact, they have two of them. One in St. Pete, Florida, where I am right now, and one in Plant City, Florida, a little bit to the east. They're both permanently closed down. Here's what the one in St. Pete looks like. Okay, so that says Dianetics and Scientology Life Improvement Center. This thing is 100% abandoned. Now, okay, let's walk and talk. We're going to go over there, that side of the street. Now, guys, usually when you hear about abandoned Scientology buildings or empty, vacant Scientology buildings, what you're hearing about is buildings that Scientology has purchased, massive buildings, many times bigger than anything they actually need. And they purchase these buildings. Guys, I know it's windy. I have no idea if that sounds absolutely ridiculous to you guys. Guys, since I'm not in a rush and I've got some time to kill, can you let me know in the live chat, is the wind blowing past this microphone incredibly distracting? I'm just going to watch for like 10 seconds. Is it a problem? 10, 9, 876. It's not bad. Okay, thank you, Carol. Usually when we're talking about vacant buildings, we're talking about these huge buildings that Scientology was barely able to afford to purchase. And then when time came to raise the money needed to renovate the buildings, they couldn't raise enough money. And so the buildings just sit there vacant, never occupied. That is not what we're talking about here. This test center, this life improvement center, was opened and fully staffed many years ago, specifically as part of David Miscavige's strategy to drive brand new people into the Church of Scientology in Tampa, which is actually located in Ybor City. The Tampa org is in Ybor City. The test centers were in St. Pete and Plant City. This building here used to be what Scientology would consider a successful recruiting location. Now, the truth is, there's no such thing as a successful recruiting location. Okay, here we go. Now, guys, for you people still in the Scientology bubble, please email me at growingupinscientology@gmail.com and give me the exact story that Scientology is telling its own members for why they abandoned these test centers. I mean, this place is so crappy, I could actually spruce it up a little bit by popping a squat right here and taking a dump on this sidewalk. God knows everyone else does. Check it out. Let's see. Hold on. I'm trying to get into the shade so we can see inside here. I mean, this is completely abandoned. Andrew B is asking, is it really closed for good? Actually, you know what, guys? The lights are on. Scientology loves buying historic properties. I'm actually very surprised to see that the lights are on. By the way, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's not lunchtime. It's not staff meeting time. This is the sole purpose of this test center. Well, here's how you know it's not open. The frickin', what is today? Is today Wednesday? Is today Tuesday? Like, if this place was open, that sign would be on this sidewalk. Dun, dun, dun. Huh. Dun, 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 dun. Let's see if we can find any evidence of life. I mean, other than the lights being on, obviously, but... Ooh, check it out. Okay, wow. There's actually a course room on the second floor. I did not know that. There's a co-audit course room. I did not know that. Wow. Okay. Have you guys ever seen anyone in this building? No? Yeah, I didn't think so. So, like, all right, let me try to explain a little bit why it's such a big deal that this type of organization is closed down. This is not a standalone organization in its own right. This is supposed to be an extension of Division 6 of the Scientology org in Tampa. Division 6 is the division solely responsible for bringing in brand new people. All the introductory courses, all the $50 courses, how to improve relationships, how to manage your finances, how to organize better, those $50, $100 courses. Those are all done in a special course room solely dedicated to brand new people, because they do not want to mix the brand new people with the experienced people. They do not want the brand new people to see the kind of drills, the kind of things that are being done and said in the main course room. Hold on, I'm actually going to extend my gimbal here. Hold on. I'm sick of looking down at myself. That feels a little better. What's happening, guys? Why is it doing this? Uh-oh. Okay, so if I turn around, will it follow me? Yes, it will. Okay. This entire two-story building right here is just an extension of Division 6 of the Tampa org. They don't have to sell lots of auditing and training. In fact, all of the introductory auditing and training, auditing and courses that this location would sell are all cheap. It's supposed to be cheap. That's why it's the introductory stuff. So the fact that this place doesn't make enough money isn't why it's closed. This place isn't supposed to make money. This place is just supposed to attract new people, get them interested, get them hooked, and once they've done enough introductory courses and they're ready for the mainline major courses, then they get sent over to the Tampa organization. In other words, this place isn't supposed to make money. It's just supposed to attract new people. So why is it closed down? You can't say it's because, it wasn't paying for itself. It's not supposed to pay for itself. It's just supposed to bring in new people. Exactly like what you see on Hollywood Boulevard. They're supposed to be out here full time, handing out the leaflets, handing out the movie flyers, handing out the personality tests, body routing people in. This is supposed to be a slam dunk. That's why this location is in such a prime high body traffic area. Let me show you where we are. We're in downtown St. Pete, guys. It does not get more busy, more bustling, more active, more lively, a young, well-off demographic that Scientology is very interested in. St. Pete, Florida is what every Florida town, every mid-sized Florida town wishes it could be. There are people, we are across the street from a park that has so much body traffic, it's crazy. We are in downtown St. Pete. This is where for Scientology, it should be like shooting fish in a barrel in this location. If you're a Scientologist recruiter, if you're a body router, this is exactly where you want to be. And it's totally closed down. Now, guys, to the best of my knowledge, this location has been closed down since COVID. It might have even been closed down before then, but I cannot absolutely swear to it. And I don't know if you guys got the memo, but COVID's been over for quite a while now. And David Miscavige keeps telling the whole flock that Scientology's been expanding exponentially, even during COVID. But now that the restrictions have been lifted, and even the Scientology COVID restrictions have been lifted, Miscavige says everything's fine and dandy. Everything's going great. Guys, how could everything be going great when the only Scientology recruitment center in St. Petersburg, Florida, is closed, shuttered, and abandoned? Someone's saying, oh, what's up with the imaginary microphone? Oh, sorry, guys, I do have a microphone, but it was so windy, I was trying to prevent the wind from blowing into it. Okay, yeah, that. All right, let's take another look inside. Oh, yeah. I remembered the other point that I wanted to make about this. I almost get Scientology PTSD thinking about these things sometimes. Guys, there is a principle in Scientology. L. Ron Hubbard said this. He said, in an organization, the reason there's so many witch hunts in Scientology when stats are down, when recruits are down, when auditing hours are down, when revenue is down, is because L. Ron Hubbard says there is such a demand for Scientology in society that when stats are down, it's not just because people aren't working hard enough to get stats up. It's because people, someone or someones, are actively working very hard to keep the stats down. He says you practically have to chain the doors of an organization shut to keep people from coming in. Such is the demand for Scientology in today's world. The fact that L. Ron Hubbard said that stats are only down because they're actively being kept down is why every time stats are not considered to be where they should be, it's a witch hunt to find who's the bad guy, who's the SP, who's preventing Scientology from expanding, who's chaining the doors shut. Now this, guys, it's so disgusting here. There's flies like swarming me when I get near this place. It's that gross. I'm going to step away for a second. This principle that L. Ron Hubbard laid out and that Scientology Management operates on is a way to make the lowest level staff members, meaning the staff members who work in the orgs where the rubber meets the road, the orgs that are actually supposed to get people into Scientology. It's the way to make them responsible for problems that actually exist systemically throughout all of Scientology, and problems that exist and could only ever be handled by the very, very top. To say that if your org is not succeeding, it's not because we're not executing on a great plan. It's not because we're not working hard enough. It's because you're actively working against the goal of Scientology. I ask you guys, who the hell in Scientology should be blamed for this center being completely mothballed It is the only Scientology center in all of St. Petersburg, Florida. It exists solely to funnel brand new raw meat members to the Tampa organization. And to the best of my knowledge, this place has been completely vacant for years. Whose fault is that? Now, there is no demand for Scientology in the world. It doesn't exist. So, sort of a message to the staff members of the Scientology orgs who have the newest, biggest buildings, the newest, most gung-ho trained executive teams and technical staff. When you've got your new buildings and you've got your new staff and your stats still suck, and you go to the next international event and David Miscavige is telling you how Scientology is taking over the world, I want you guys to keep this in mind. The Tampa organization was one of the first new ideal organizations that was created. It was one of the first 3 organizations that was created under David Miscavige's ideal org strategy. That was 20 freaking years ago, you guys. That was 20 years ago, and Tampa is in the backyard of Flag, which is run directly, practically, by David Miscavige. Guys, if stats in your org suck, where you have the newest, biggest, shiniest building and the newest, shiniest staff and all that, if your stats suck, and if the stats of this test center are literally 0, and if the stats of Tampa org, that was supposed to be one of the first model orgs to prove that the ideal org strategy would succeed, if your stats suck and this org's stats suck, what makes you think any org has good stats? They don't. All of the orgs are empty. Flag is full, mainly because David Miscavige cannibalizes all of the business from your orgs and gets everyone to go to Flag. That's because Flag has all the regs, the best regs in the world, who know how to squeeze your public out of all of their money. And all David Miscavige wants is your public's money. He doesn't want your orgs to expand. He doesn't want your orgs to expand. Scientology doesn't even make any money from orgs anymore. They don't make any money from the mainline business of orgs selling, auditing, and training. Scientology only makes money from the IAS, from Ideal Org donos, and I feel like there's one other thing they make money on. Well, Wise Business Consulting companies they make money on. Scientology loses money on orgs. The Ideal Org scam is nothing but a real estate fundraising scam to keep David Miscavige's stat of cash reserves in a power trend. Okay, so like I said, this is only one of 2. God damn it, I got flies all over the place. This is only one of 2 life improvement centers that have been mothballed. The other one's in Plant City. I'm not sure if I'm going to make it out there today or not, but we'll see. If not, maybe tomorrow. And I just wanted to show you guys. I don't want to look at myself. I guess the other thing that I wanted to show you is, the protesters out on Hollywood Boulevard have succeeded in taking that the protesters on Hollywood Boulevard have succeeded in preventing that test center on Hollywood Boulevard from being able to get anyone into into Scientology. But the truth is, and we all know it, we just like to have fun trolling Scientology no matter what. Scientology's failing on its own. I mean, the only reason they're keeping that test center on Hollywood Boulevard open is for appearances. It's for appearances. But you know that David Miscavige doesn't care about appearances in other places that don't get so much attention. If David Miscavige cared about appearances in Tampa, this place would at least have one staff member manning the front desk, and it doesn't. God damn it, there's so many bugs flying around here, it's disgusting. All right, guys, that's my little field trip for the day. It really is the staff members and the Scientologists of the world that I hope get this message. You guys are wasting your time, your money, your family You're doing it for a scam. A scam. There's no OT9 and 10. Scientology is not expanding. There's no such thing as full OT. Stop sacrificing your children to the Sea Org. Stop giving Scientology all your retirement money. Do something actually worthwhile with your time and your money and your family. Leave the cult. All right, guys. That's it for now. I'll talk to you soon.